Good morning, Lenny. Welcome to a custom card review. I'm going to go over the One Piece archetype that I made for Yu-Gi-Oh! I said for Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's basically on Dueling Book. So, yeah. So each one of these labeled after a Luffy, like about his story, or just adding some random effects from, so, that kind of makes sense to it. So, we start off with One Piece Hopi Fruit Girl. She's a fire, level 4, 1500 attack, 100 defense. When this card is normal summon or special summon, you can take one monster from your opponent's deck or hand or graveyard to be special summoned to your field in attack mode. But its effects are negated until this card leaves the field. If this card attacks a monster before damage calculations, you can discard one card to destroy all cards from your opponent's field. And then this card attacks 3 times per battle, and it's unaffected by card effects. And can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. If this card is sent to the grave, you can add 1 spell card. So, yeah. So this card is basically has, it makes sense because usually some of these cards could look up their own like fruit thing. It means like, yeah. So hers, she looks up this one, and it's a equip card, but it's a ritual card at the same time. So if it's equipped to a monster, and it gains this effect, and then if this card is sent to the grave, well, it was equipped to a monster. The equipped monster is attributed to ritual summon 1 this. So, yeah. And I'm not going to go over the other, so much effects. So, basically, this card is, like I said, ritual mixed with, the equip card. To my knowledge. Because I'm an old school player. And, yeah. So, this is One Piece Hopi Fruit Doll. Basically, it's basically like a synchro or ritual monster, but with, if this card is summoned, you can special summon 1 her, and then, and all that stuff. If you have her on the field, your opponent must discard 2 cards from on top of their decks, and this card gains 100 life points from both players' graveyards. If this card is sent to the grave, you can inflict damage to your opponents equal to this card's attack points. Then you draw 3 cards. That's insane! If you mix with, that necklace as The one that is the one, yeah. So then this one is treated as her, but when it, it destroys, basically. Now go on to the custom card one. This is me. So it's basically it's basic. This one is based off of my what if I was in One Piece. And my character is Captain in trans. So yeah. And he and her is his sister. So then, and then he was basically a summoner for him. Because I know in the other parts it's just crazy. And this one, I'm not of course, this one allows you to basically inflict damage to your opponents equal to synchro monsters. So if you had a 4, that makes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it would be a 3 cards that would be additional on top of his sent to the graveyard effect. Basically, equals to this card. That makes it 42,000. Yeah. So then, all that stuff. Luffy's is basically special summons his brother. And basically, you know that one that the attack is gum rain or something like that. Yeah. Well, I implemented it into his effect, basically. And in his graveyard effect, we always see him come back to life. But he's really upset. So his brother, before we go in, we have One Piece brother in arms. And it's basically a protector of him. Yeah. So, yeah. And then One Piece Fire Fist Ace's Fireball. Equipped to Fire Fist Ace. And it gains 100 attack for each battle phase. If his equipped monster gets attacked by... Yeah. So this one, you could equip it to the monster, and its attribute becomes fire. So yeah. And then the Fire Fist stays that they require to use the Fire Fist Ace's Fireballs one is, you could inflict damage to your opponent's side points for each card from both players' graveyards and mana zones. If this card attacks a monster before the damage calculations, and if this card is sent to the grave, you can add 1 And then, yeah. So then this one flips. You can select 2 cards or 2 spells of trap cards. Or from, yeah, and then it gains, so it's meant for like his dark side version, because I made him light and dark. It would probably be in a chaos deck, but yeah. And it like becomes super powerful. Yeah, one piece, the same coin attack. If your opponent declares an attack on one of those, you can send 1 card from a graveyard to the deck to negate that attack and end their turn. And if this card is sent to the grave, you can special summon or select 3 of those. Shuffle this card into the deck. Yeah. And this one, I was trying to find that general guy, the one with that ate a magma fruit thing or whatever picture, but this would do. So, yeah. Then all of that, yeah. So all these cards have unique personality things. And then we got the shield one. This one for each card from both players' graveyards. So if you go second and your opponent has like a card that sends all the cards to the graveyard, when you have this card on the, like when you special summon it, yeah, yeah. And then duo is, yeah, is basically a strong, very strong archetype. Yeah, because yeah. So here, this one allows you to basically, when you summon it or when you activate it, name, you can send 1 of those, and yeah, to the graveyard to negate that card effect and end your opponent's turn. And then you draw 2 cards instead of your normal draw phase for the rest of the duel. For 1 per turn. If this card is sent or is in your graveyard and your opponent declares an attack, your opponent or on your monster or your life points, before damage calculations, you can banish this card from your graveyard to negate that attack and end their turn. So basically, it is like, you know how like in the anime he has the shield thing that protects him from all types of damage? And the one, like this one, uses like that attack, yeah. So then we got One Piece Calms Tea. When both players gain 4,000 life points for each card from both players' hands. If you have a bad reaction on a field, your opponent automatically loses the duel. But don't put bad reaction to Samauchi in your deck, because that would be just sad. And if this card is sent to the grave, both players draw cards from the top of their decks to their hand. And then shuffle this card into the opponent's deck. So basically, they have that. And then One Piece Raging's Shield is equipped to a monster, and it gains like destructive effects. And then we got hers, him, Mr. 3, because this one is like generator. And then this one, and then your opponent must, and then your opponent declares an attack on your monster. Before damage calculations, you can pay 100 life points to negate that attack and end their turn. Then you can inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the combine of her and his, so it makes it 2,200 attack. Yeah. And you can draw top 3 cards. Then this one, all One Piece monsters gain from your field gains this effect for once per turn. Their effects cannot be negated by card effects, and can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. And it gains 100 attack or defense for each draw phase. That sounds like a broken effect right there by itself, but let's continue. If this card is sent to the grave, you can pay 100 life points. And yeah. So yeah. Sorry. So to place it on top of or on your field, or once per turn, because she survived battles way more than anyone or all of them. So then we got the Abode of Ox. All water, fire, earth, dark, light, One Piece monsters gain 200 attack. And yeah. So this one, basically allows you to place ace cards down. And we got this one. This card can only be activated if your field spell card gets destroyed by a card effect. You can send one card from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can activate one of these, or one of the other ones from your graveyard or deck. Yeah. So basically, this one is like equivalent to bringing the fields back to life. And this one, like, equips all these spell cards to it. Yeah, and then this one, if this card is sent to the grave, you can fusion summon it. Yeah, to create this. Then yeah. Well, this card is fusion summon. Yeah. So then this one, and I was gonna make their separate effects, but flip effect, you can inflict damage to your opponent's life points for each time this card gets flipped. If this card attacks a monster, before damage calculations, you can add one card from your deck or graveyard bannerstone to your hand. And then destroy all cards from your opponent's shield and hand. This card makes 4 attacks per battle. If this card attacked or gets attacked by monster before damage calculations, you can pay 100 life points to negate that attack and end their turn. If you do, this card gets flipped face down. Defense mode. Yeah. So basically, I was trying to go over their, like, the ones that, like, when they're in the ground, like, defense position, and this big guy hits the, like, baseball thing. Yeah. And then this one, double agent attacks. Change that card to face down defense position. Yeah. Until the end of your opponent's next turn. And it can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to flip one face down monster to face up. Change to attack mode, and yeah. So basically, this card is really common. Like, if you had 3 of these, you could activate one, flip that monster face down. It's basically like a Book of Moon, Book of Sunshine, or whatever. To make your monster unstoppable. Paint Girl. Oh. Her effect basically adds paint to... Yeah. And... Yeah. And this one is basically allows you to roll a dice and add one of these effects. So One Piece Painter and Mr. 3. So this card can only be activated if your opponent gets attacked. If your monster gets attacked by your opponent's monster, before damage calculations, you can special summon her and Mr. 3 from anywhere to your field in attack mode. And then destroy all cards from your opponent's field and hand to the graveyard. And then you can inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the combined attack of one-piece monsters by this effect. Yeah, so this run basically is how they came on to that field, then stops everything. One piece chef boat. So basically, this run, all one-piece monsters on the field gains 100 attack for each draw phase. If this card is sent to the grave, you can inflict 100 damage to your opponent's life points. Yeah. And if you do, add 2 cards from the top of your deck to the grave. To your hand. So, it's going to be crazy with this deck. And then this one is also the Wacky Fruit Fan. I drew this out. If this card is equipped to a one-piece monster on the field, and it gains this effect for once per turn. This card is unaffected by card effect or by your opponent's card effects and can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. And this card's effects cannot be negated by card effects. If a equipped monster gets tributed or sent to the grave, you can special summon basically the same one. If say her gets tributed, and then you could summon LUFFY or make a pizza pocket. Yeah, so yeah, with the same level as the equipped monster. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to your banish zone to make both players draw cards from the top of their decks to their own hands until they have 6 cards in their hands. Yeah. So, basically, yeah. So then, all these ones could combo with each other. So, LUFFY could summon out Fire Fist Ace, and Fire Fist Ace's effect gets triggered if you had Foolish Burial and all that stuff. Yes. Her summons or taking the card or monster from your opponent's deck to your hand or to your field. That is and if you have that, you could equip it to that monster, send it to the grave, to ritual summon him. Yeah. And her effect gets triggered. Or like his to special summon her. And they both could go into her. Because it's a spellcaster, yeah. Basically, yeah, it is crazy with this archetype. If you find like broken ways to abuse these cards, be my guest. Because like this one takes 2 cards to negate a card. This one stops your opponent from attacking. And because how mobilized they are. And brothers in arms have like you could gain attack. And yeah. All that stuff. From one, yeah. And this one, like the one, it like summoned itself back from the by paying 100 life points. During the one of the seasons, the where Frankie got introduced to Straw Hats, ants, ants, and their ship needs their repairs. Yeah. So the yeah. It was like on that last adventure one. Yeah. It's sad. Today's a sad day. So yeah. Even this one, you could it's not like it has one piece each one in its like name, but it's like um pot of greed kind, or anyone and could use it in their decks. Basically, yeah. So then, yeah. Because this one, you could just use it on like, because the reason why it's created like that is because it is not like, oh, I'm gonna use such and such, destroy that card, destroy that card, destroy everything. Yeah. But this one is on a whole nother level of control. So yeah. So bye bye. Catch you guys and girls later.